Meet our friend here. Today, we have specially got him to our studio so that we can shoot a video where we will show you all the bones that it has in its body. Well, you must have been curious about how many bones we have. We are born with 270 bones, after which they start fusing with each other, and finally, in an adult stage like this, we are left with 206 bones. So let's jump into the video and let's see what are these bones, where are they present, and how do they help us. The first part of the skeleton that we will see is its cranium. As you all know, our brain lies inside a bony case which is called the cranium or the skull, and this is the skull. If you come a little close, you'll see that there are these lines that we can see in the skull. Well, this is because the skull bones are joined together and they form immovable joints to form this entire structure. The next bones that we see, next group of bones are these facial bones. The facial bones form the eye socket and the front of our face. Along with that, it forms the upper jaw and the movable lower jaw. As we know, in our case, in case of human beings, the lower jaw is movable, but the upper jaw is not. Now I have turned him around so that you can see the backbone. As you can see, just where the cranium ends, the vertebrae starts. And these are the vertebrae that forms the entire backbone, inside which the spinal cord is safely lodged. Now, if you look at a mammalian vertebral column, you will see that the neck region, which is our neck region, it is formed of 7 vertebrae. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And these are known as 7 cervical vertebrae. Please remember that if it is a mammal, it has to have 7 cervical vertebrae. Doesn't matter if it's a giraffe or a human being or a rat. The next set of vertebrae, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 and 12 are known as the thoracic vertebrae. As you can see, they are present in the upper back region and they are attached to the ribs. After that, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 lumbar vertebrae which forms the lower back region. The curve that you see is the lumbar curve at the back. Finally, we have the sacral vertebrae. Now, usually we have 5 sacral vertebrae when the vertebral column is being formed. But before birth or after birth, these 5 sacral vertebrae, they start becoming joined and finally they form this triangular structure made up of 5 vertebrae joined together. So 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5 vertebrae joined together. We call this the synsacrum. The word syn meaning joint and sacrum. And last but not the least, we have the tailbone or the coccyx, which is present here at the tip. Coccyx, usually there are 4 coccygeal vertebrae, but when they join together, they form a single coccyx. So, when the vertebral column is being formed, there are 7 plus 12 plus 5 plus 5 plus 4 vertebrae, that is 31 vertebrae. However, after all the fusion, we have 7 plus 12, that is 19, plus 5, that is 24, plus 1, that is 25, plus 1, that is the coccygeal or the tailbone, that is 26 vertebrae. This is how it looks like from behind. And as you can see, all the thoracic vertebrae, they are attached to one pair of ribs. Where does this rib attach in the front? For that, I'll just turn him around again and we can have a look. Now let us have a look at the rib cage. The rib cage, as you know, is the structure that houses the heart, the lungs and provides a lot of protection to these very delicate but extremely important organs in our body. So this is the rib cage, and this rib cage is also essential for you to be able to breathe. So how many bones are there or how many ribs are there in the rib cage? If you start counting, there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 and 2 here, that is 12 pairs of ribs. In the front, they are attached to this flat bone called the breastbone, and behind they are attached, as you can see, to the vertebral column. All the ribs are not attached to both the breastbone and the vertebral column. If you look closely, then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 ribs are attached both to the sternum and the vertebrae. They are known as true ribs. The next 3, 8, 9 and 10, they are attached to the vertebrae at the back, but in the front they are not directly attached to the sternum. They are attached to the 7th rib and then they are attached to the sternum. So they are known as false ribs. And last but not the least, the last 2 here, these 2 are attached to your vertebrae, but they do not come a full circle to try and attach to the sternum or to the other ribs. They end here and these are therefore known as floating ribs. The floating ribs are where our kidneys are present. So these floating ribs are actually protecting our kidneys from the 2 sides. Now let us have a look at the appendages. So the first appendage that you see here are the hands. And these hands are attached to this structure here, which is known as pectoral girdle, something that we call our shoulder. You must have seen people who do not have a lot of fat deposition in the body. They do show these 2. These are collarbones, and these collarbones are a part of our pectoral girdle or the hand girdle, or the joint to which, or the girdle to which the hands are attached. If you look behind, you can see this triangular structure here. That's called the scapula. You must have noticed when you pull your hand back, you can see these 2 triangular structures projecting out a little bit. Now the hand consists of the first bone, which is known as the humerus, these 2 which are known as the radius and ulna, then there is the wrist called the carpal, then there are these regions, bones of these regions called the metacarpal, and then the phalanges. The legs, however, are attached to another girdle which are known as the pelvic girdle, which forms the pelvic region of the body, and it is made up of 2 halves. These 2 halves come together and they are attached to the sacrum. Here you can see they are attached to the sacrum and they come forward from 2 sides and get attached here at the middle, and from the 2 sides the legs are attached. There are perfectly designed joints which are known as ball and socket joints, which help to attach the hands to the pectoral girdle and the legs to the pelvic girdle. Now if you look at the legs, these are the legs and they are attached to the pelvic girdle by a ball and socket joint. This bone is the largest bone of our body and this is known as the femur. Then we have the knee joint. You can see the small bone here. This is a movable patella which protects your knees, and it also makes your knees a movable joint but movable in a single plane, right? It's a hinge joint. Then we have these 2 bones, the tibia, which is this thicker one, and the fibula, which is the feeble one here. That forms the shin or the calf region of the leg. And finally we have the ankle, which forms the heel and the ankle, that's the tarsal. We have these flat bones forming your foot, which is the metatarsal, and finally the fingers or the phalanges. Now these are the different parts of an entire human skeleton. We will go into the details of each and every part in another video, but today we learn about the different bones. Maybe not 206 of them and all of them, but we have seen overall how many bones are there and what these bones are for. So that was an overall idea about the skeletal system of human beings. Hope you enjoyed the video and learned from it. Do check out the courses on our website manochaacademy.com and our Android app Manocha Academy. Links are given below. We have courses on physics, chemistry, biology, mathematics, coding and artificial intelligence. In these courses you will get concept videos, live classes, quizzes, mock tests, revision notes, so they will be perfect for your exam preparations. Do hit the like button and share this video with your friends. If you haven't subscribed to our YouTube channel yet, go ahead and smash that subscribe button right now and click on the notification bell so that you do not miss out on any of our videos. Stay connected with Manocha Academy and let's keep learning.